Kyle Busch was the big winner at World Wide Technology Raceway, but I'm sure he probably wasn't the only winner in the eyes of our experts here. So I will ask both of you, Kim, who else was a winner from this past weekend?
I have a couple guys I'm looking at. Daniel Suarez, he was able to make moves all day, and the biggest move he made was on the playoff picture. He was outside of the playoff picture, headed into Gateway. He finds himself 2 positions up currently with a playoff spot. So to me, that is a huge deal for that team who needed kind of an injection of energy into their season. And the second one is Larson. They turned their day around. He was running in the second half of the field for the beginning of that race. In fact, at one point got passed by Carson Hocevar and then finds himself in the top 5. And they did that during a period where there was no data that the teams were receiving. And Cliff Daniels relies a lot on that SMT to figure out what Larson needs in the car. So to me, the big winners, Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson.
Kim, you stole my winner, Kyle Larson. You look at where they qualified, the speed they had in practice, the speed they had for a lot of the race. They just were nowhere to be seen. You're just not accustomed to seeing that car running where they were running, and he couldn't do anything. He could not get forward momentum going, just really struggling. And then at the end of the day, great calls on pit road, made the car way better. Kyle never quit, actually led some laps, and then on top of that, or at least ran in the front, and then on top of that to finish 4th. I just thought that was a great recovery. And that's what championship teams do. That's what we all talk about, wanting to win all the time. But the real goal in this thing is you're not going to win as many races as you're going to lose. How do you take a 20th and turn it into a 4th, a 5th? That's what the best teams are able to do. And I thought that was a huge day for that team.
In the immortal words of Jeff Burton, Kim, you stole my winner. I'll tell you, one I had is Daniel Suarez, and for a lot of the reasons that you stated, but also his first top 5 in the last 5 races, his second top 10 in the last 12 races. This is a team that has been struggling, has not been able to put things together, and now he builds momentum going into Sonoma Raceway this week, which, oh, by the way, he won there last year. So I think this could be a really big week for Daniel Suarez. So we talk about winners. We'll go with now who are some of the losers from this past weekend. Kim, are you going to steal all our losers? Who do you got?
I don't know, maybe. One of my losers, Chastain, he went in the points leader. He comes out, dropped down 6th position in terms of points. He finished 22nd, and that makes the second straight week of a finish worse than 20th for the driver of the number 1 over at Trackhouse. And I'm seeing something similar to what we saw last season. Last season, he got a little aggressive. He got his hand slapped, and then he backed down, and we weren't seeing the performance on the racetrack that we had seen at the beginning of the season. Now, the difference is last year when that happened, he already had a win in the win column. So far, he's got a goose egg in the win column, still has not gotten to victory lane this season. So for me, Chastain, one of the big losers. Another big loser, and not his fault, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They were making a great day out of what they had at Gateway, running in the top 10. And then he just finds himself in this incident between Austin Cindric and Austin Dillon. And I'm going to add myself to the loser column because I had Stenhouse in my fantasy lineup. And then this incident completely is going to take me out of any kind of contention when it comes to the broadcasters in our fantasies.
Well, I'm already eliminated. I mean, we're just fast through. I'm done. But look, I think a loser I saw is Chase Briscoe. You think about the week they had. Obviously, the huge point penalty, and then yesterday sitting there minding his own business. Brake rotor goes through the radiator and ends up finishing way in the back. So just a terrible few days for that race team. And then I'm gonna say another guy, but I want to put context to it. Corey LaJoie, I know he feels like it was a losing weekend, subbing for Chase Elliott. He has supreme confidence in his abilities. They just didn't have the pace. By the way, neither did his teammate Kyle Larson. And I know that Corey feels like it was a completely unsuccessful weekend, did not accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. But it's a reminder to all of us how hard this sport is. It's a reminder to all of us that, it takes everything. Like, you cannot just think that you're going to sit in a race car or going to crew chief for a driver and have success. It's very, very difficult. This competition is exceptionally difficult. So I don't feel like Corey had a losing week. I know Corey feels like he had a losing week. It was a bit of a missed opportunity. Corey's a really good race car driver and will get another shot. And by the way, he's driving good equipment on top of that already. So I don't feel like Corey had a losing week, but I'm sure he feels like he did.
Kim, you did it again. You stole one of my. Actually, I had Ross Chastain as a loser for a lot of the same reasons. And I think one of the key things with Ross Chastain, as you alluded to, no wins this season, only 5 stage wins. So he only has 5 playoff points, and falling from first to fifth. Again, there's 11 races left in the regular season, so plenty of time to climb back up. But that was a lot of potential playoff points that he lost on Sunday. So I think in that sense, I look at that as a really tough day for Ross. However, I can tell you this, that Kim did not take all my winners and losers. You can read more about that on NBCSports.com/NASCAR.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.